proposed bond issue fails to pass. What happens next? We give you the details.
And later, 2 new staff members are getting settled in at the high school. We introduce you to Doris Reed and Riley McKee.
These stories and so much more on this season's debut of Wake Up Rose Hill. Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Rose Hill, presented by Channel 7 News. I'm Olivia Schneeweiss.
And I'm Alyssa Fair. We have breaking news this morning as USD 394 Superintendent Randall Chickadons announced his retirement at the September board meeting.
Chickadons has been in the district since 1997 and became a superintendent in 2004. Be sure to watch the next episode of Wake Up Rose Hill for a more in-depth story on Mr. Chickadons.
Now on to the news. There was much optimism that the USD 394 bond issue would pass and the district would get the much-needed upgrades that were long overdue. But unfortunately, that was not the case on voting day. Olivia has more.
On August 2nd, Rose Hill residents voted no on a school bond project that would have set, according to KWCH, $19.2 million towards renovations and expansions for the 3 Rose Hill school buildings. The bond would have specifically renovated ceilings and floors at the high school. Expansions also included a new weight room, wrestling room, auditorium, stage floor, a softball field, and new culinary appliances. Family and consumer science teacher Becky Evans said the improvements would have been beneficial to her program.
I think with updated facilities in the kitchen, the kids could have had some opportunities maybe to do some entrepreneurship, make some things that we could sell. They could get confident in their cooking skills, sharing it with other people. It would provide more time for me to maybe plan some new things for the kids so I wasn't taking care of broken equipment or cleaning up water leaks that are in the kitchen.
With really no new renovations to the high school, some areas of the school are worn and frayed. Drama teacher Mark Blauser said the proposed renovations to the auditorium would have improved not only the productions, but safety as well.
Specifically, the bond would have made it a lot easier to do productions in the auditorium, also a lot safer. We do need to have the curtains fireproofed. We do need a new stage. And having improved lighting and sound and a new sound system in the auditorium would have been a great benefit to the program.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Olivia Schneeweiss.
Throughout the summer, the district leadership team and the USD 394 school board went back and forth on the staff contract for the 2022-2023 school year. It took more time than usual, but an agreement was finally reached. Alyssa has the story.
After several rounds of negotiating, the USD 394 school board and district negotiation team have agreed upon a contract for the 2022 to 2023 school year. The agreement included a more than 3% raise for teachers, as well as other benefits.
Yeah, teacher negotiations is just a sit down and talk with administration and the board and try to get on the same page for for a variety of different ranges to working conditions, to salary, to also just the education process as a whole, and making sure that we're advocating for both the student and the teachers in the classroom, and just it's just an open dialogue between the parties mainly.
One of the key aspects agreed upon now is that teachers get paid more to sub for other teachers during their plan hour.
Process and negotiations generally include, some just written proposals and some discussions and some back and forth between, so we can get language within contract situated.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Alyssa Fair. There has been an influx of transfer students to the district this school year, with over 60 students coming to USD 394. What does that mean for enrollment and for the potential growth of the district? Assistant Principal Aaron Jackson explains.
Enrollments vary year to year. This year in particular, our freshman and sophomore classes are a lot bigger than our junior and senior classes. And our overall enrollment, I think, is up roughly 19 or 20 kids. But again, it varies. As far as new kids, like out-of-district kids, I think we have a few more this year than we typically do. But again, enrollment varies year to year depending on a lot of different factors. And so this year we're up, like I say, about 19, 20 kids. Out-of-district, we're up a handful. But other than that, that's about it. And it's always good to be up in enrollment instead of down in enrollment.
Coming up next, Doris Reed and Riley McKee have been teachers at Rose Hill High School for a little over a month. We see how they are adjusting to life as Rockets.
And later in sports, Hayden Swope has our first look at the fall sports season. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a restaurant for a relaxing Friday night? Then I would like to introduce you to Happy House. What makes Happy House special is that you can watch the chef prepare your meal, just choose your meat, seafood, vegetables, and watch as the chef prepares your dish fresh and juicy right before your eyes. If this has convinced you, then come to Happy House at 202 East Silknitter Street at Rose Hill now and enjoy your meal.
Being a part of On the Clock does take its toll on the crew.
I'm Dawson McNall. Thank you for watching On the Clock, and make sure to tune in to our podcast on Friday.
Cut! Right after we finish, we have to do it all over again for the foreign exchange students.
Buenos dias, amigos. Me llamo Dawson.
Riley McKee previously was the choir teacher at Udall until late last school year when the same position opened up at Rose Hill. Addison Scanlon has the story.
This year is Riley McKee's first year as a choir teacher at Rose Hill High School.
I'm loving Rose Hill. It's a very open and welcoming community. They're very nice to me. It's been very nice so far.
Compared to other schools, McKee's choir students at Rose Hill have been more eager and happy to participate in clubs and classes than ever.
From my old school, there wasn't very many numbers, not a lot of student activity, but coming here, there's lots of students involved, lots of students wanting to be involved, so I really enjoy having that aspect here in Rose Hill.
The choir club's first concert will be held October 20th at 7 p.m.
I think the first couple of days or first couple of weeks they were trying to get used to me, but now they kind of know how I work and I kind of know how they work, so now we're just kind of building upon that, but they're sounding pretty good this year.
For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Addison Scanlon.
As the school year wound down in May, the high school staff added a new science teacher in, Doris Reed. Scott Montgomery introduces you to Miss Reed.
Doris Reed is in her first year at Rose Hill High School. She's replacing Emily Robbie, who resigned at the end of last year.
So I actually taught 2 years at Derby High School before here. This will be my third year. A couple things. I really liked that it was a smaller district, and so that gives me opportunities to get to know my students and coworkers a little bit better. Derby was a pretty large district, so it was harder to do that. When I came in for my interview, everyone was super nice, so that was another thing that I really liked about Rose Hill. I actually got my bachelor's degree in zoology. I've always really liked nature and animals, and so I wanted to go into conservation education right out of college, but I realized that there aren't a lot of job opportunities, so I went back and got my teaching license so I could still teach about the natural world.
Kia Palmer has been a student in the Rose Hill School District since 6th grade and participates in many different sports and clubs. She is also this show's Student of the Month. Serenity Kundal has the story.
Kia Palmer has been chosen as Student of the Month for the September episode of Wake Up Rose Hill. Palmer has been a Rocket for 7 years and with that has participated in track, cheer, band, and FBLA.
What is your name? My name is Kia Palmer.
How long have you been a Rocket?
Since 6th grade.
How do you feel about being Student of the Month?
Surprised, but very honored.
Do you play any sports?
I'm a cheerleader and I'm in track and field.
Growing up, she was a competitive gymnast and loved traveling.
I was a competitive gymnast for like 7 years, and I have a 3-legged dog at home.
A fun fact about Kia is having a loving 3-legged dog. She enjoys making artwork and being involved in the high school. For Wake Up Rose Hill, I'm Serenity Kundal.
Ross Nolan, another Rose Hill graduate, came back home to teach. Nolan, who replaced Josh Shirley as social studies teacher, is also coaching football and basketball. He is our Teacher of the Month.
Mr. Nolan is the new history teacher here at Rose Hill High School, and he is also the Teacher of the Week. We asked him some questions so you can get to know him just a little bit better.
Yeah, I decided to teach really late in my senior year. Had a lot of good teachers throughout my high school, so thought it would be a good profession for me. I coached the wide receivers on the varsity football team, and then I coached the freshman football team, and then I plan on coaching the freshman basketball team as well. I love sports, play a lot of fantasy football, so I'm glad that NFL football is back on. I like to travel when I can. That's pretty much it. No, I didn't play sports in college. Did a lot of intramurals. Just loved going to the games and stuff. Pittsburgh State was a Division II, so they weren't quite as big as like a K-State or KU, but it was still really fun. Yeah, I love K-State. I just went to Pittsburgh State because Pittsburgh State's a lot cheaper. And for the NFL, I like the Arizona Cardinals.
This is Blake Milcheski with Wake Up Rose Hill.
Chase Williamson was an honorable mention All-State defensive lineman last year for the Rocket football team and is going to be counted on to contribute a lot this season. Chase is our Athlete of the Week.
Senior Chase Williamson is the Athlete of the Week. He talks about his plans after graduating.
Hopefully going to either college or trade school. Try to do something more hands-on and figure it out from there. I haven't pinpointed exactly what I'm doing.
We asked him about the two sports he plays and his preference between them.
I play football and baseball. I like football. It's, I like the physical aspect.
We then asked if he wished to continue playing post-high school.
Most likely no, unless I get a good offer.
When asked about his favorite athletic memories, this is what he had to say.
I mean, the best memories are just memories with the team and having those good games.
Even though football season started recently, we wanted to know if there were any highlights so far.
Probably just practice. Practice is always a good time.
This is Ryan Moore for Wake Up Rose Hill, and that was your Athlete of the Week.
Hayden has sports coming up next. We'll be right back.
The Rose Hill Vet Clinic is a clinic that offers pet exams, adoptions, and other pet services. You can find them at 110 North Rose Hill Road. They are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays and closed on Saturdays and Sundays. You can contact them at 316-776-0040. They are locally owned and have been in business since 1982.
Welcome back to Wake Up Rose Hill. I'm Hayden Swope here with your fall sports update. The soccer team played Mulvane last Tuesday. Let's look at the highlights. Dalen Jansen started the Rockets off with a goal early in the first half, and later Andrew Weeks scores with a free kick that was deflected off of Mulvane. Trey Bias takes the penalty kick for the Rockets, and the team cashes in a 4-1 win over the Wildcats. The 7-1 soccer team plays at home against Augusta next Tuesday. Now on to Rocket football. The Rockets were off to a rough start, which was only made worse by the season-ending injury to quarterback Connor Wallace. With losses to Collegiate, Andale, and Clearwater, the 0-3 Rockets travel to Mulvane tonight to take on the Wildcats, with backup quarterback Colton Roberts leading the way. The cross-country team traveled to the circle meet last Saturday. The girls took second, and sophomore Kimber Lovell took ninth. On a recent episode of the Coach's Corner, Coach Barger said the circle meet is one of his team's favorites.
Always a good meet to participate in. First off, it's it's a meet where you don't see a lot of teams that we usually see. Like we'll have some bigger schools like Maize South, Andover Central, those types of teams. But overall, we did a pretty good job. It kind of makes me nervous sometimes because it is a morning meet and they're not always awake all the time. But the girls came away with second place plaque. Maize South beat us. And then boys did pretty well too. We just had one varsity kid, Sam Lovell, that ran, and the rest are running JV right now. They just don't have the experience yet, but they're young and they're kind of excited to go. So Circle's a good one because, like I said, it's kind of a mid-season type of meet. Not a lot of teams there, but it gets us a race, so it's good.
The volleyball team defeated El Dorado on Tuesday and Belle Plaine and South Haven last night. The 8-8 Rockets will prepare to travel to Andale to take on the Indians and the Wellington Crusaders next Tuesday. Olivia, back to you.
Thanks, Hayden. That's all the time we have today. Be sure to check out Rocket Productions on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Olivia Schneewise.
And I'm Alyssa Fair. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wake Up Rose Hill.